Dear friends, dear partners, good evening. I'm Melina Suprun. I'm a medical doctor. And today we're going to talk about ways of supporting our health. We have some new interesting offers. I'm going to talk about a very unusual product which supports our deep wish to live longer and healthier and enjoy our life. This product is called FINECODE, something which is going to make our life better. And today we are going to ask a question which worries us all. Why do we get older? Why do we age? Because people want to enjoy their life in any age. If you remember earlier, 38 years old, that was already quite an advanced age. And after that, people got some different diseases and started to age rapidly. And scientists were thinking of how to extend our life, but to improve its quality as well. We know that today an average lifespan is 82 years, but it is quite important to maintain an excellent quality of life. Because if you're not going to do anything to support our body, it is going to age quicker. We want to feel fit and young and youthful, but we have to think about our biology because each body changes with age. And our task is to think what to do to maintain our health. We have here the four excellent elements. We have to be in a good mood. We do have to have sufficient physical activity. We have to continue working. The third, we have to consume enough fluids and we need to consume all important elements. That is to have the right nutrition. These things are necessary to control half of our health. But what else should we take attention of? First of all, scientists who are dealing with aging, they conducted quite a lot of research and they think that quite a lot of things are not hopeless. And what is necessary to do? We don't have to fight with aging. We have to prevent it. And there are some scientists who think that aging is preventable. You can cure that. What do we need to do for that? Our cells are multiplying, and it is quite important that the new cells should be as healthy as the previous one. And we see that while the cells divide, very often it causes DNA damage. So that is why it is quite important to pay attention at the cell division. What is important? We have all the genetic information in the DNA. All the information is stored there. It is packed there. It has, you know, what form it has. And we have this 23 pairs of DNA. And when a cell divides, all all the genetic information should be divided into two. And for it to happen in the right way, and the splitting and dividing of this information is quite important. And when this process is over, it is quite important for the body to start losing energy on that. In our DNA, we have all the small bricks which contain all the information about our body, about its health. When the cell is divided, so at that moment, all the information should be divided in two, and the new two cells inherit all the previous information which were contained in the previous cells. And this process requires quite a lot of energy. Where can you imagine there is a kind of a very long band with quite a lot of information, and we have to split this information into two parts. And for example, when we're speaking about some old tape recorder, in that case, we have a special tape recorder which has a record function where we are copying this information. In our body, it happens a bit differently because there is a mechanism which is reading this information in our DNA. It analyzes it, and when this information is read, you have to stop at a certain moment. And to do that, we have some particular important place on the DNA. And this particular section of the DNA says that it's enough. We don't have to split the cell further on. And this piece is called telomere. It is important to protect the information which contains in the middle of the DNA, and it is necessary as well to send this signal that everything is ready for the division. And these telomeres, they have different lengths in different age and by different cells. This is the end section of the DNA, and it is quite important. If we create ideal conditions, in that case, this cell can be divided in a right way only in a limited amount of number. Leonard Kipling was dealing with that. That was in 1965, and he showed the shortening of telomeres, it could be it could speed up depending on different process, or it could be supported. It was proven to have the right division of the cells. We have to keep the right length of the telomeres. And so one of the Soviet scientists, he was wondering whether there are any possibilities really to stabilize the telomere length. And it was proven that there is an enzyme that it helps to stabilize the telomere length. But for some important cell, for the stem cells, for the we have the enzyme telomerase, which helps to stabilize the the cell replication. And that is why those scientists, they got the Nobel Prize for this discovery, that it is possible to stabilize the division of telomeres. To, for telomerase to work properly, we have to understand that this enzyme doesn't switch off in our body just on itself. It is quite important to activate this enzyme not only in those cells which have it, but in the others. Because for that, the body needs quite a lot of energy. What is really important? To prevent aging, to activate telomerase, what should we do? It is quite important to lead a healthy lifestyle. It is a classical recommendation. We have to pay particular attention to our nutrition. For the telomere not to be too short, we have to protect it and that it activate the telomerase. And at the same time, we need antioxidants. We need to be quite careful with the sugar consumption. We need to activate telomerase. When this idea was expressed for the first time, quite a lot of scientists, they thought it is quite funny because at that time that idea was quite novel. But we do remember had for a while, for a long time, we have wire phones, but then someone invented a mobile phone. And at that idea, the very beginning was quite novel. And that is why to activate telomerase, different types, groups of scientists conducted their research in different directions. And obviously, it is not quite an easy question. When we activate telomerase, when we allow the cells to divide freely, but very often those cells which were active by themselves, they start to multiply, which means that cancerous cell can start dividing. So that is why it is quite important to find those activators of telomerase which are not going to support the activity of the cancerous cells. So that is why it is quite important to activate only the healthy cells. And the scientists were doing this research in different directions. and it was quite difficult to find the right answer. They were, for example, they discovered a cycloestrogenol. That was a very important substance which helped to activate telomerase of healthy cells because that was the task. What does it give to us? First of all, it allows us to prevent speedy aging. For example, if we have some problems, some aging, and some other negative factors, and in this way, we can protect the body from the speedy aging. This it has an aging effect. On the other hand, we know that after the age of 38, sometimes it's even 27 years old, people start to get different health problems. Very often is this is connected with the cardiovascular problems. The vessel state and the quality of blood deteriorates. And we know if this cardiovascular system deteriorates, it means that we start having uh, high blood pressure, we have the risks of strokes, cardiac infections. It reduces the quality of life. When we activate telomerase of the healthy cells, in that case, we prevent different cardiovascular problems. The next thing is hormonal, maintaining hormonal balance, because both women and men start getting problems in this respect when the balance of different hormones is changing and the general state of your body deteriorates. And very often we have here problems with the skin, with eyes, with nails, and so on. And if we activate the telomerase of the healthy cells, in that case, we really provide some real protection. And with age, it is quite possible that the nervous system, the central and peripheral, starts suffering. So that is why to keep your brain active, to keep your mood positive, to keep the ability to analyze the information properly, to be able to learn something new, to enjoy your life. In that case, activation of telomerase can help as well. So that is why research has shown that if we support telomerase of the healthy bodies, we at the same time support our nervous system, our cardiovascular system, and of the other functions. And it is quite important to say that cycloestrogenol, it supports only healthy cells. And we get it fro from such a plant which is called Astragalus membraceus. And our ancestors knew that if you consume this grass, this plant, in that case, it is possible to extend your life expectancy, and uh, and your life is more active. And it is called the royal plant, which means this plant was not available for everyone. And we are using it only some elements of this grass, And what is important that this plant activates only the activity of the healthy cells. This plant is very well known. Quite a lot of research is conducted on the basis of it. Not only it can activate telomerase, it has some additional qualities. And this plant uh, is used not only in the FINECODE. We reduce the amount of free radicals. We provide for the cardio protection. We protect our immune system. It has the anti-tumor properties. It has some anti-inflammatory qualities. It supports the level of cholesterol and glucose on the right level, and it supports the main organs of our body, which help us purify our body. That is liver and kidneys. This plant is very active. In our case, the product which is using this cycloestrogenol, it is uh, it is used in the FINECODE, and the main active element which you are using is TA65. And this substance is not found in any other plants. There are some telomerase activators which are chemically produced. No, we decided to use natural substance. What is important as well for this formula to be active? It is so this we we add some energy base to the cycloestrogenol and Q10, a coenzyme. It is a very important element. It reduces the negative side effects. Uh, the next element is fucoidan. These are water plants. What is important here? It supports the sugar level in the proper corridor. They support also the cholesterol on a proper level. It has a very strong anti-tumor effect. Fucoidan has its own peculiarity. It sort of gives the tumor cell a task to disappear. And in this case, the tumor cells disappearing without damaging the neighboring cells. And at the same time, fucoidan supports the liver function. Beta glucans are also quite important antioxidants. It has the beneficial metabolic effects. And we add the vitamin E. It is a strong antioxidant. It supports the hormonal balance, and it supports the good sight. It supports the energy. and it accelerates different wound uh, healing. Another classical antioxidant is quercetin. It fights against antioxidants. We have dihydroquercetin. What is important here? Quercetin is important for the stabilization of the cell membranes. It supports the immune system as well. And on the other hand, it reduces allergy. Pomegranate is there as well. It is a very strong antioxidant. It has pronounced anti-inflammatory properties. It supports the blood quality. And there are some other very important elements which helps to improve endurance and vitamins, which are quite important as well. They're important to support metabolic functions of our body. It is important for the blood creation, folic acid together with the vitamin 12. It is quite important as well. Then we have choline. It promotes protein synthesis, is necessary to maintain the integrity of cell membranes. So all the negative factors which could affect the division of our cells, we blocked by using different substances, different elements. And to be able to compound all of that, be careful. Because the thing is, sometimes, very often, the, the best elements cannot work together. They somehow damage each other. But in this case, in our product, FINECODE, we took into account all their joint actions. There were quite a lot of research done, which show that not only uh, astragal is quite active here and its use is safe. And there are quite a lot of research work conducted not only on animals but on volunteers as well. And they could prove that the length of telomeres change. There were two groups. One group was using um, estrogenol, and those who didn't cycloestrogenol, and those who didn't use it, and that the results were quite different for those two groups. But what is important, not only we could prove the positive effects for the group on cycloestrogenol, but we couldn't see any side effects. We could see the improvement of the levels of cholesterol, reduction of the inflammation, as well as at the same time we could see an effect on the blood, positive effect on the blood pressure. We could really prove that this substance really improves the state of the cardiovascular system. Another question concerns the muscular tonus because we need different muscles, skeletal muscles as well, muscles of our digestive system. And we were using cycloestrogenol, and it was proved that it reduced the consequences of muscle injuries in athletes, and the improved endurance and accelerating recoveries in runners and in individuals who suffered strokes. And so that is why our formula is clinically balanced, which maximally support the activity of telomerase and supports the whole body. Each cell has this opportunity to divide in as stem cells, as blood cells, to do it safely and efficiently. And we could see that these substances are quite healthy. They prevent the accelerated aging. It supports the immune system. And what is important, how should we use it? Cycloestrogenol supports the activity of telomerase, but only for 12 hours. So that is why we have to use these capsules 1, 2 times a day, because otherwise we're not getting the optimal effect. How long should we take this medication? Minimum for 3 months for us to notice the length of the telomeres. If we would like to get the effect very quickly, it is impossible. We have to act slowly and steadily. Is it possible to take it for a very long time? Taking into account that we have already results acquired for finity, and those people who have already problems in the cardiovascular system with a hormonal balance, they could take this product for a longer time, for years. Do we have any risks? We haven't noticed any risks of taking these products for a longer time. During, we don't recommend it during pregnancy and during breastfeeding and not for children. You have to use it with caution in the case of rheumatoid arthritis, systemic lupus, and uh, and if you're taking some immunosuppressants, it is not recommended to take uh, this product. Everyone who want to control its health, please pay attention at this product. It is quite interesting because if you use this product, you are going to support the proper cell division. And if you don't use this product, in that case, there are quite a lot of factors of risks, and their amount is only increasing. So it depends on us how we would look like when we're 80, when we're 120. Can we combine this product with our other products? It is not limited. So that is why, if you have a question how to combine it with other products, we have quite a lot of consultants, but At least you have to take it twice a day, in the morning, in the evening, and we have to take it for 3 months, and only after that you'll notice the results. I wish you good health, all the best. If you have any questions, then please put them in writing, because like that in this lecture it's a bit awkward, it's not very comfortable. If you want to be healthy, be healthy. If you want to be active, be that. We have quite a lot of very good products, and we have this new, very active, very efficient product. I wish all of you and all of us all the best, and see you next time.